Welcome to the porch. Pull up a chair, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Now here's your host, Michelle Barras and Brian Swanson.
Well, howdy.
Peace. How's everybody doing?
Dun-na, 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 dun-na. Yeah. That's what I heard.
Anyhow, this is going to be a fun one today. This is one of my favorite subjects.
Really?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Why is
Personalities, because when it comes to personalities, if you understand personalities, you can adjust, whether it's for sales, whether it's for life in general, whether it's for your business, whether it's for managing your people or getting along with your people or getting along with your boss. I mean, it covers everything when you understand the four personalities.
Now, here's the other thing. For those of you who just said personalities, you mean manipulation. No, it's adjusting your style to them. Every one of us have all four personality traits.
Right. But before we go into that, that was just a quick intro. So
sorry.
We got to do all the other stuff and take care of all the other things first.
Give me my cheat sheet.
Your cheat sheet? Okay. So which one are we going to do first? Oh, sponsors.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us on Denim and Pearls. My name is Michelle Barras.
And I'm Brian Swanson.
We are business casual with
Pearls of Wisdom
from the porch. Now, let's get on to our sponsors. We have A2promos.com. That's A squared promos. And what they do is anything swag life for family reunions, any business they acquire, you need pens, you name it. That's what they've got. A2promos.com. Next is for anything you need embroidered hats, shirts, jackets, bags. Ink 182.
And I was just over there yesterday. They got some really cool machines.
I know she's got new machines out there. I know it sounds real pretty, and it's a beautiful store. They just moved, is what it was. And then next is anytime you have any issues with your brain, so having sleep issues, you have memory issues, anytime when you're realizing it's something going on with your brain, go to harmonizedbraincenters.com. Just go to their website, check out. They have testimonies of all the different things they help with, and check it out. harmonizedbraincenters.com. And then for any of those outdoor events that you love to attend here in Colorado, especially if you like to get over here to Colorado, go to limeevents.com. That's LYM-events.com. And their next event they're having is...
Oh my goodness, I don't remember. Juneteenth. Juneteenth.
Isn't that today?
It's June 19th. Is that today? I have no idea what it is today. Today's the 18th, so it must be tomorrow.
Okay, well, if they're having an event tomorrow, get to their site. It's LYM-events.com. And then if you are interested in being a sponsor, we are looking for our next round of sponsors, though our current round is staying with us. So if you'd like to be added to the sponsored list, please go to Denim and Pearls Podcast at gmail.com. That's Denim and the word and Pearls Podcast at gmail.com and say, hey, I want that middle commercial, that center one where you guys are just playing music. I want that one. Let us know. And because that's definitely
called a mid-roll.
Oh, if you're interested in the mid-roll on the Denim and Pearls podcast, the primary sponsor, please write to Denim and Pearls Podcast at gmail.com.
And very quickly, make sure you check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, all of those other kind of things, all your other social media, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that kind of stuff. We're out there.
Sounds
every week. So,
hey, we don't have our little cartoon in the corner.
Oh, where is our cartoon? What did you do to our cartoon?
It's up.
No,
that one.
This one. There we go.
There we are.
Yeah.
Now, the reason I wanted to show that is because if you're on Facebook, which you probably are, you have not RSVP'd yet. RESVPP.
Okay, now retract that statement. I'll cut that one out.
Okay.
RSVP to our what? Live event.
Our live in-person event.
Live in-person. July 17th, which is a Saturday.
Yes.
It's only from 10 to 2, but it's very, very valuable. It's going to be like it's 30 minutes by the time we get done with it. Because, when you go to an event and it's really good and exciting, it's
time
like
just flies.
Time flies and nobody really cares.
And the thing is how I like to describe it. I don't know if you like to describe it this way, but it's a mini conference. It's a fast forward conference. Just like here on Denim and Pearls, we can cover so much information, throw so many pearls of wisdom at you within 45 minutes, less than 45 minutes. Now imagine that on steroids, because we're going to take it live and do the same thing with a conference concept with you and speed you through a whole 2.5 day conference
in
3 hours.
Cliff notes.
We're doing Cliff Notes. And what's nice about that is we're very interactive, and you know that for those of you who join us all the time.
Cover up our not sponsor.
Oh, yes. And what you do will be interacting and answering questions. And then there's also a giveaway. You get to win a chance at two free consults with us.
Mm-hmm.
So
get to hang out with us for a little
hang
while.
out with us and ask us all the questions you want.
Right.
So here it is.
Okay.
Get to that page. Go.
Where am I going?
Yes.
Oh.
No, not you.
Oh.
But no, what I'm saying is get to the page and RSVP and get your seats, because we have a very small venue. It's a cute little place, and it's a speakeasy.
Yeah, you could call it that.
But
we don't want to tell them anymore.
No, I'm not going to tell them
because it's really cool. Because if you don't buy tickets, you won't get to see the event.
Because we've got class, baby.
Yeah, that's right. We got style.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Anyhow, so on to our topic, RockSTAR. So
I'm still a rock star.
So personality. Okay, then. So personality types. What I've noticed recently is in some scenarios, we get personality clashes. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two, everybody handles everything differently. And I know you've got your Briggs and Stratton and
no, it's all through it's all from perception.
Or Myers and Briggs. Not Briggs and Stratton, that's a lawnmower.
Myers-Briggs. Myers-Briggs, DISC, BANKcode, and STAR.
There's that one, and then there's the ones with the yellow, blue, green, all that kind of stuff.
That's DISC.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's lots of them. I mean, everybody's got a different type, but what it really comes down to there are 4 major types. Okay, and that's why I like STAR, because I can remember it. I don't have to worry about green is this and red is that. I don't.
They all have letters attached.
Yeah, but I just like the fact of being structured. Being technical, being active or action oriented, and based on relationships. Because we all deal with people in those ways, and we all deal with them in different areas. And all of our personalities, most of us are dominant in one of those 4 categories.
But we have all 4.
Right. We have all 4, but some people really lack in like relationships.
No, the reason I said we have all 4 is when we were talking, when he introduced this about about STAR and how personalities clash and that you can adjust yourself. The reason why you can adjust is you have all 4 types already.
Right.
You may have a main one, but if someone over here is doing the R and you are in high S, you can adjust your levels in your speech pattern to talk to them. So let's tell them, what does STAR stand for?
Structured. So very structured individuals. People who, like, when you walk into I always love the office. You walk into their office, everything has its place. The pens go here, the scissors go there, the paper goes this, and some of us, we walk in and our desks are a mess.
I used to be really organized.
But as far as being structured, being organized, if you're strong in that personality, you're going to see those kind of things from people. Then you've got technical. Those are the people kind of like me that like to get into the numbers, who like to dig down, who like to think analytically, who every time they do something, they have to analyze it. Okay. So technical is it's really annoying, especially engineers.
Hey,
I'm an engineer too. So
I'll say you better watch that.
But engineers are typically like that. Not all engineers are structured. Okay. Most engineers, if you go into their office, there's piles of paperwork and they know where everything is at in that pile, but it's across their desk and everything's a disaster and nothing has its place. And when they want a pen, they know where it's at. Okay. And then you have action. Cool. You spelled it out. Action type people, those who will do it now and ask questions later. They don't care what it is. And that's usually what is a really great piece of personality for entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And then, of course, relationships. These are the kind of people, when you walk into their office, they got a picture of, their wife and their kids and grandma and grandpa
or their kids.
Or their kid. I said wife and kids.
No, because they have plants and they have pictures of flowers.
Right.
And they have little signs that say your vibe attracts your tribe. Right. And they have M&Ms that you can eat. Right. Can you tell what I am?
You're only partially.
I'm high. I'm high on action and relationship aspects. So they're both really high.
I between T and A and T. Let's say it that way. It sounds better. Technical and action. Those are my 2 primaries. Behave now. Are you going to recover? Oh, she took a drink of tea at the same time. Nice. So anyhow, my personality, I'm a and a T, or a T and an A, and then I'm an R, and then I'm an S.
See, I'm an R, an A, a T, and an S.
Yeah, rats. Yeah, but it all depends. And then when you're dealing with people, when it comes to leadership, when it comes to management, when it comes to running your business, when it comes to making sure your employees are there on time, different things like that, you have to understand their personalities too. Because if you're trying to explain, if you're an engineer and you're a technical person and you're trying to explain something to a person who's action oriented, they're not listening to you because they don't care about all the technicals. They don't care that it is because of this reason that they need to do something. They're action oriented. Tell them what to do. They'll get it done. And then relationships, same way. Relationships. One of the examples that I've always talked about is when it comes to relationships, it's the kind of person, if you go into their house and you go do a kitchen table, which we've talked about it, a sales presentation or something like that. And if the lady of the house, or even the gentleman of the house, says, "Would you like a cup of cake or a cup of coffee and a piece of cake?"
I want a cup of cake.
A cup of cake would be cool too. But if they come to you and or ask you this question, if you decline them, they're upset.
They'll get hurt.
Their feelings will get hurt. And it doesn't matter whether you even eat it. You might take one bite out of it the entire hour that you might be there. But the point of it is you accepted their hospitality. You accepted that relationship. Okay. So if you turn it down, then they're mad at you. And all they can think of is, he don't like my cake. Is my house not clean enough? Is it the wrong color cake? Is it the wrong flavor cake? Maybe he just doesn't like rhubarb cake.
Actually, more they're like, actually, what a relationship person truly is going through is, oh my gosh, was I not hospitable enough? I mean, hospitable.
Wow, you're on a roll today.
Yeah,
not enough hospitality.
Yes, thank you so much. And did I hurt their feelings? Are they mad at me? A relationship person really worries about what did they do that made everyone upset.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you see that come out across not just in, cake and coffee, but you see that come across in a lot of things when it comes to relationships.
Well, I'm curious, what brought you onto this subject? What stirred this? I mean, don't give me specifics. I don't want names.
I can't give you specifics. I got to use a 15,000 foot view of this. Somebody building a new business, okay, is bringing in different personalities because they're trying to bring in, they're trying to get rid of the hats is part of it. Okay. So trying to get rid of the hats, they're bringing in different people.
Okay. So,
and of course,
there's a conflict in there because someone's feeling intimidated or challenged or something like that.
And they don't understand, the two of them that are causing a conflict don't understand how to really and truly understand each other. They're not talking the same language. I mean, we could talk love languages and your marriage and those kind of things and those kind of important relationships. But when it comes to business, there's still a relationship there that the personalities must come together and they must understand each other and they must speak the same language.
Hi, Brian.
Huh? What?
Not you, Brian.
Oh, other Brian.
Yeah.
So they must speak the same language. And what's happening in this case of the scenario that I'm watching right now, they don't understand how to adjust to each other. They're both perfectly right. One gets their feelings hurt and the other one just gets torqued off.
Okay.
So it becomes a headbutting contest. So what's going to end up happening is one of them is going to go one way and the other one's going to go the other way eventually. Okay. So, but when you're dealing with multitudes of people in a business, you've got different personalities, and some people's personalities fit right directly into the business. Or the group, if you will, the group dynamics, which is a whole other conversation.
Well, and that's what, when you have an interview and they invite you for a second interview, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're checking to see if you fit in the dynamics emotionally in that level.
Right. And you ever wonder why, and we don't go into it after the commercial, but did you ever wonder why when the boss invites you for that second interview and he brings the wife along, the spouse along?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's really interesting. It's not just because they want to get to know you, but they want to get to know you. But before we go into that, we'll go into our
We'll be right back after
mid-roll. If you'd like to do this, contact us at Denim and Pearls podcast.
If you'd like to have this mid-roll space for you and your commercial, please contact contact us at denimandpearlspodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you for joining us on the porch. We share the nuances and lessons we've garnered from throughout our combined 40 years of life experiences. Talk from the porch is always serious, but full of laughter, and we're glad you're here with us. Like, share with a friend, and please subscribe to our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. And remember, join the conversation every Friday at noon Mountain Time. We'll see you on the porch.
Welcome back. My name is Michelle Moroz.
And I'm Brian Swanson
This is Denim and Pearls. We're a business casual
with Pearls of Wisdom.
from the porch.
So before we go into our sponsors, and we're going to go through them really quick here in the mid-roll, but before we do that, what was the terminology that were told yesterday for us? Work-life balance.
We deal with work-life balance here in Denim and Pearls. We
Yeah.
never say it, but now we're saying it right now. That's really what we deal with. Because always the first half, we talk about business and how it works with your business, whatever topic it is.
Mhm.
And then the second half, we relate it to your life in your family.
Yep. In some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And other times we just go off on other topics.
We go into life.
So going through it really quickly, if you're into swag and you need those other kind of things, hit A2promos.com.
You saying I'm not Fizz?
I wouldn't know. Also, Ink 182 for your embroidery shirts and hats and all those other kind of fun things. And then Harmonized Brain Centers if you got issues with your brain and you need to get them fixed, and you got sleep issues or whatever the case may be, those guys can fix you up and hook you up. And if you need
You want to run
activities and want to run outside in here in Colorado and stuff, Lime Events, so lymevents.com. And we can't forget to mention the Santa race because, we are in July. It's time to start talking about Christmas.
Yep.
So there's that. And then we already talked about our advertisers contacting Denim and Pearls Podcast at Gmail. And also don't forget to check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Rumble, and all the Apple Podcast, Spotify, all those other kind of good things.
your favorite podcast platform.
Yes.
Find us there at Denim and Pearls.
Yep. Or you can just yell at your, what's that thing? Hey, Google.
Hey, Google, play Denim and Pearls. We always pop up.
Yep. It always works great. Anyway. So
Hey, Google, play Denim and Pearls.
Awesome. Anyhow, so today's topic, RockSTAR. We're talking about personalities.
Yeah.
I'm on a roll and you're just not following me. It's awesome.
No, my thing is I'm a trainer for DISC.
Yeah.
And then I was a sub trainer for BANKcode. And what it is, it's all about personalities. That's why I do what I do. That's why I'm good at what I do. You'll meet a lot of people like us that know this stuff so inside and out that we flip and switch so quickly that we can read a personality and know what to do very quickly.
Right.
Knowing personalities is huge. Where am I hearing music from?
Oh, I don't know. It's our background music.
Oh, background music.
That's a new one. Anyhow, so yeah, understanding personalities and understanding how to switch them. So if you are a heavy, let's say R, how do you relate to somebody who's technical? So we've been distracted today.
No, I'm trying to turn off the music.
Oh,
I think Google heard me and now it's playing.
Oh, you think maybe?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, Google, turn it off.
Nope, it didn't do it. Anyway, so if you're a relationship type of person, how do you deal with somebody who's technical?
What do you mean?
Well, if a relationship person wants to be all touchy-feely and squeezy and
Don't be touchy and feely on a technical person. Don't do that.
And then technical people don't really want the touchy-feely. They want the...
Well, and that's why you need to pay attention to the
Bottom
people
line
who are in
details.
front of you. So like if you walk up to someone and you're about to do this and they step back, more than likely they're a tech person or, they're either a structure person or a technical person because they step back. If it's an action person, their hands are already up and they're already coming after you, okay?
Right.
So then okay, I can hug that person.
Right.
And it's just watching their body language. A structured person tends to be more poised about what they're doing, okay? Or how they're wearing and their clothes. They seem to be more conservative dressed. They're not going to have purple hair, okay? Now, a technical person, they can have purple hair, they can have crazy wild whatever, but their clothes are going to be more relaxed. They're not going to be as rigid. So structured people tend to wear suits and rigid shirts and iron things, okay? If they're ironed, more than likely they're structured. If they're technical, they're more relaxed, okay? They have more relaxed clothing. So things that don't wrinkle, things they can just throw on and no one, I don't care, and I'm wearing jeans and comfortable shoes. An action person tends to be wearing high-end clothes. Okay, this is how I'm telling you.
No, there's an old movie or something about comfortable shoes.
Oh, no, that's something else.
Okay.
But anyways, an action person tends to have designer things on. And if they're not designer, they look designer. But if you're not an action person, it looks designer to you. If you're an action person, you know what designer they're wearing. Mm-hmm. But they're the ones who tend to be wearing, the women who are wearing the spiked heels, or the guys wearing the really fancy shoes and the matching belt and the perfect tie. More than likely, they're action, they're high end. And then the relationship people are also, they tend to be wearing flowers and happy colors. And they're the ones with scarves in their hair. And the guys are the ones who are like wearing the t-shirt, let's say, you know, off to the beach. They're really comfortable people because they're comfortable. And then the other way I learned to learn these, to recognize them, I have to go through this.
I'm perfectly good with this.
The other thing I learned about these, where you can spot the different personality types, it tends to work if they've bought their own car, okay? The structure person.
This will be interesting. I've never heard this scenario.
The structure person tends to have a higher end car. It's all about the look. They've got the look. They've got the BMW. They've got the Volvo or whatever. They've got a name, conservative name car. Okay.
Okay.
The technical
and it's not
person,
full of McDonald's bags.
No.
And Burger King.
It's clean. It's clean. And then the tech person tends to be driving a car that they can play with. So a Mustang, I want to say Pinto. That's not the right car in my head.
That would work.
Yeah, it would work. But things that they want to work on.
Things they can tinker with.
Something they can tinker with. So they have older model cars. They tend to have older model cars, or cars that are meant to be souped up or moved around. Okay.
Right.
Not clean. It's not going to always be clean. Okay. If you see a really high car like a muscle car and it's really clean, then that person's a high ST.
Right.
Now, the action people, we like sports cars.
Or nothing, or just whatever they can get their hands on because it gets them from point A to point B. They don't care what it looks like.
No, action. No, that's relationship people.
Represent.
Action people are more into what looks good.
You think so?
Yes. Every action person I've ever met are either dressed incredibly high end with name brand things. They're the ones carrying the Coach purses, and they're the ones with all the name brand stuff. So the cars they drive tend to be the in car. The relationship people will be driving a freaking Volkswagen or I mean, not a Volkswagen, a station wagon.
Well, see,
we're driving the RAV4s because we don't care what we're driving as long as we can fit many people in the car so we can take everyone together.
I look at it a little differently. Your technical person is going to be, in my eyes, is going to be that person who has the newest, the greatest, the most high tech, the most up to date.
That's equipment
kind of car.
That's equipment
or computer.
Yes, that's stuff.
Right.
But the tech person is more interested in the technology of it. They're not looking at the outside of it.
Right.
The tech person wants the engine.
So a wrecked Tesla is perfect.
Yeah, the tech person wants the engine to have a 5 point, 8 point, whatever. They know the engine. If you ever ask someone what car they have and they tell you what the engine is, they're tech. If they're a structure person, they say, well, it's got 55 miles per gallon. And then the action person says, it's really fast. The relationship person says, I can fit 8 of you. You want to come with me?
Yeah.
See, let's
go for a picnic.
But that's how you can tell it's kind of a high level, quick way of figuring it out. Because if you're married, like we tend to be married to the opposites, and Brian and I have teased about that already. We are very high end, kind of techie, relationshipy kind of people, and action people. Mm-hmm. We're high up there. Actually, we're both rare. We're both very equal.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm equal around the board.
We're pretty
with
equal.
A little bit step up.
So
on the
we're weird already, but the things that we're higher on, our spouses are polar end the other way.
Right.
And so, like with me, my husband picks out the cars.
Opposites attract.
Yes. And so my husband is very structured.
There's another song.
Very structured. Yeah.
Opposites attract is another song.
specific.
Okay, so we got to go back to where we started, or at the end before we went to commercial.
I feel really bad that I turned on.
Don't worry about it. We got to go back to where we started about the commercial, or about the boss's spouse coming along into the second interview. And what I was always told, and I have a real tendency to believe this, because we've all heard those stories about you go to interview with the boss, he takes you to dinner, and you put ketchup on your steak before you even try your steak. Well, you lose the job because of that, because you
put salt on the food before you taste it.
Or salt before you taste it. We've all heard those stories. But the stories we don't hear is when the spouses come along, or the significant others, or even within inside a larger corporation, it may not be the spouse, but it could be the assistant or something like that. And it's usually because that other person has a different personality than the boss, and they want to see what that person thinks.
Yeah.
So in other words, if we use the spouse, as we all know, especially women, they have a tendency to look at a person and go, that guy's an idiot. Even though he's covering everything up, he's either an idiot, he's not smart, that person's not smart, he's too aggressive, he doesn't want to listen to things, and I just don't get a good feeling about him. Okay, so that's why a lot of times they'll bring another person along with them, and that's in order to distinguish and see things that they're not seeing, because we get in our box and we know what we want, and they cover those things, but those other personalities aren't necessarily seen. Does that all make sense? I hope it really makes sense.
Makes sense to me.
So how do we have to be aware? I think we have to be, but do we have to be aware of who we're talking to when we're dealing with relationships, and especially those that can become tense? Do we have to be able to switch between them, right?
Well, yes, but the thing is you don't really know the personality types, especially when you're new to this and you haven't learned it yet. You need to talk to them first. So learn. And what I was taught to do was, you don't ask them, so what do you do? Say, so where do you love to go on vacation?
Right.
And that's what usually will give you what kind of personality type is. Right. Because if they say, well, I love hanging out with my family, we're all going to a reunion, and they're happy about it, that's a religious person. Right?
Exactly.
An action person says, oh, I went skiing this weekend, it was great.
Or I sure as heck don't want to go because I got 4 other things to do.
Yes.
I don't want to go to the reunion.
Yes.
The technical is going, well, is it inside? Is it outside?
The tech person says, well, we're going to such and such because they have amazing Wi-Fi.
I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that, but okay.
But it's basically that. They
Right.
go on vacation where they can still bring their computer.
And then the structured person, which is like my wife, she wants to call ahead on our vacation. She wants to make sure that we're going to stop. If we go back east, we're going to stop in Lincoln, Nebraska. The hotel reservations are already made. She wants to have all those details in order before we leave. Me, on the other hand, is the action type. I'm like, just get in the car, and when I get tired, we'll stop and
we'll figure it out on the way.
Exactly.
Now, my husband.
It has caught me in trouble sometimes because you get into a big city and it's like there's this huge major worldwide soccer tournament.
Oh, gosh. And then every hotel is booked. That's happened to us where we had to drive another 5 hours. Yeah, that was not good. But my husband is high structure. And so when you say, what are you doing for a vacation? He says, well, we're going to the cabin and reading.
That's scary.
But that's what a structure would want. They want something controlled and
right.
and understood.
Right. Well, that's when we start getting into introverts and extroverts and all those other kind of things. And those people who are introverts who are self-taught extroverts, we can get into those too. Or those extroverts that like to back off to follow things, which is what I'm usually at. If I go into a strange place, I'll back off and I become a little bit of an introvert, and I'll sit back in the corner until I figure out everything, which is the technical part of me.
Well, that's what I do all the time.
Who can I talk to? What's the best person? Who am I going to be in a relationship with? Who's the person I need to talk to for my business? All those other kind of things.
Well, see, and I stand back and I'm very quiet. If people don't notice me there, I'm very quiet. I stand there and I watch. Mm-hmm. And I wait to find out the ones who aren't talking to other people. And those are the ones I go talk to.
Yeah, I always wanted to talk to the girl that, the old days when you went roller skating and there was the one girl who's.
I'm talking at the networking meetings.
It's sit back. Well, no, it's the same. It's the same thing though. I mean, because they're shy, they're introverted. Those were the kind of people I wanted to talk to. Or if you're at a party and there's one guy standing there alone by himself with a beer, okay? He's just standing there and he's looking around and he doesn't know what else to do. Those are the kind of people I like to talk to.
Those are the people I seek out.
Yep.
So that's why I get quiet. I walk in and I watch, because the quiet ones tend to be the ones with the most interesting stories, or the coolest jobs. I mean, it's like, you do what?
Mm-hmm. And they don't want to show off.
No, they're very humble. And so that's why
That's
I like
a good
about
word.
it. Yeah.
If you're humble and you know it, clap your hands.
Oh, I can't. Anyways, but what I wanted to share with you, are you a rock star? And when it comes to, are you a rock star? Learn your personality type. I want you to go out, do homework. I mean, I had Mamie Laney on my mental shift show the other day, and she was giving out a free assessment for BANKcode. That's another way to do it.
Right.
And if you're interested, let me know and I'll send you that link. Or go online and you can do those DISC assessments. I've got friends who do that. I don't do assessments anymore. Do you know any friends who do STAR?
I don't know anybody who does assessments, but I mean, it's, to me, I can actually teach it. I've done lots.
We're not talking about this right now.
Well, no, I'm just saying I can do that, but I don't know anybody who does it.
Because I can come up to you and tell you exactly what you are.
Right. I can.
But if you want the assessment and the breakdown, you need someone.
You know what my forte is?
What?
Reading people's environments.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people say they can do it, but I can really get down into the technical details and convert that all into STAR. In fact, many years ago,
that's what BANKcode does.
I warned a guy. He says, "Come to my house because I don't believe what you can do." I says, "All right." So I went to his house to look at his environment and stuff. And I told him, I says, "Now I'm going to give you things that you probably don't want to hear. So are you prepared for them? Because I'm going to tell you about you and I'm going to tell you about your wife." Because of course they lived together and everything else and they didn't have kids and stuff at the time.
No, it's very.
But it can get really, really personal. And what it turned out to be is their living room was all hers, but the curio cabinet in the corner was all his. And he didn't realize it. I said, "She gave you permission to put that in here, didn't she?" "Yeah." I mean, I can get down into those kind of fun details, but it is something that once you do learn it, you have to be very careful with it because you can really offend some people.
I've had people accuse me of being psychic.
Yeah.
Because I know so much about them before we've ever spoken.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what this kind of assessment stuff works. Right. But yeah,
and if you say the wrong thing, you can offend them.
Yeah. So make sure if you're interested in having an assessment, I know people who know people, and I can connect you to get some good assessments done. And Arlene, yes, you are someone that I would have walked straight up to at a networking event. But when I met you at the BNI here in Colorado Springs, I was told to meet you, and they were, who introduced us?
Well,
Scott Anderson.
Which one? There's 4 of them in town.
He's one of the insurance guys.
There's 3 of those.
Yeah. He's at the BNI that meets at Sky Sox at 11 o'clock on Thursday there.
I've only met Arlene in person one time.
Oh, Arlene's so sweet.
She was.
She's my sister from another mister.
Scott Anderson.
Yeah, he said that there's 4 Scott Andersons.
There's 4 Scott Andersons in town, and
he's
I know all 4 of them.
He's the incredibly tall one is what I want to say.
And I know exactly which one that is.
Yeah, incredibly tall.
So that would be a shameless plug for his business at this point. So
that's okay. Scott's awesome.
Yep. And so is Arlene, and Arlene joined us today. She's one of our sponsors. She's the A2 Promos.
Well, not just that. Oh, yes, you are my sister from another mister. Arlene is our swag sponsor for the live event on July 17th.
Yes.
So, yes. Thank you so much, Arlene.
All right. So we're kind of like at the end of the show.
Already?
So recap. Do we have a quick recap?
So what? You're still a rock star. You've got your rock moves.
Are you going to quote the song? Is that it now?
Here's the thing. We all have one major personality trait, okay?
Right.
We have all 4 of them. When you say, I can't talk to that person because they're like this, right, you are stuck in one of your character traits. What you want to do is learn the other 3 and how to shift what mental state you need to get into to shift into the other one so you can talk to the other person without screaming at them. Oh, yeah. There is actually a way in life to disagree with people and still get along. I know, isn't that crazy to think? But it does happen.
I wonder what scared you. Was there a mouse on the floor?
No, I was like, we can disagree and still get along.
Yes, I think so. But that's because we understand each other and we speak the same language. Now, what I wouldn't, my word of caution on this with, the asterisks in the end of this is a very touchy subject when it comes to people. Not everybody is happy that you understand who they are and what they do. Okay?
Oh, and not everyone's happy with the personality trait that they have.
Exactly.
The main one. They get upset.
Right. So this is not something that you're going to take this 35 minutes that we just sat here and talked about different personality traits and think that you know everything.
Which is why I was telling you, go take the assessment, go learn.
This is a week class, easy. I mean, 8 hours a day, 5 days. This is a 40-hour class, easy.
It's a week-long class with constant practice on it.
Yes.
We've been doing it for years.
Yes.
So yeah, don't go and say, well, you're wearing a flower shirt. Michelle says your relationship, and Brian says that you've got this card. Because it all come down to just that. It does not happen that way. Yeah.
So I would definitely put a word of caution on the end of this that, don't take what we said here today and just go out and start practicing it. Maybe start understanding it.
Just
and paying attention to it and understanding that you can actually change your personality a little bit in order to have civil conversations with somebody who might be a problem.
Yes. Let me know if you're interested in something. Let me know if you're interested in an assessment, because I can connect you with people who are really good and who can help explain where you are and how to help you understand other people who are not in your strength parts of your personality traits.
Yes.
Sound good?
It sounds good to me. How about you?
Sounds good to me. So thank you so much for joining us on Denim and Pearls. Just remember, you are a rock star. STAR stood for Structure, Technical, Action, and Relationships. There's also BANKcode and DISC and
Myers-Briggs, where you can get into the...
there's all sorts of things. But we said rock star because, so what? I'm still a rock star. Anyways,
I'm not even going to attempt to
have
sing
a wonderful weekend, everyone. We'll see you next week on Denim and Pearls. My name is Michelle Moras.
And I'm Brian Swanson.
We are Denim and Pearls. We are business casual.
With pearls of wisdom.
From the porch.
And don't forget, look up for our live event.
Yes, get on the list.
Peace.
Peace.